how you can get recognized as a leader within your organization. And especially if you're a woman in corporate, in management, or you're looking to move into your first management position, then this is a great video for you to watch because I'm going to take you through and I'm going to give you 3 ways, so 3, count them up, on how you can communicate in such a way that is going to start positioning you as a strategic partner versus a really great doer. Because if I've been there, and I'm sure you have too, had that experience of like, hey, I'm watching somebody else who is working probably half as hard as you are, but they're getting the recognition, the promotions, they're getting pulled into those key strategy meetings while you're still stuck fixing the problems. You're still in crisis management, managing the escalations. You're doing this all in the background. And it's not because you're not good enough. It's because those others, the other your colleagues, have positioned themselves differently. So that's what I want to bring today. And I want you to start showing you how you can start flipping the script on that without feeling like you're bragging, because that's the other side of it. What I hear a lot of clients share with me, and I know I had this, like, you know what, I don't want to keep tooting my own horn. Like, people think I'm arrogant or I'm just being very braggadocious. And I don't want to do that. So as a woman, and a lot of the women that I work with, we tend to decide being humble is much better and have decided that, hey, if I work hard enough, someone is going to see it. Here's the secret. It's not going to happen. So today I really wanted to give you 3 like very easy tweaks that you can make, that you can do already just in your next meeting if you like. So let's start with the first one, because when it comes to how you communicate about your wins, this is really important in order for you to start elevating your visibility, but also so that others are going to start seeing you of like, hey, you're getting things done, but you're also the type of person that's getting results and achievements that we want. So the first way in order to communicate your wins is to link your wins to specific business goals. Now, here's what I found, and you might even do this on your resume. If you're looking for a job, even this one is relevant for you, is that we tend to talk in terms of the tasks that we've completed. Yes, send those emails, did that report, provided that presentation, we completed those client calls, etc. But let's be honest, it's about the KPIs that are getting completed. So if you aren't actually showing how your work is delivering value to your organization, and you are directly linking them and very consciously linking them for others to the business goals, you're missing a fantastic opportunity. So that could look like, for example, I have launched X marketing project. Or you might do it. I've got an HR example right in front of me. I have launched an onboarding project, which cut the onboarding time by 20% and helped us hit our quarterly goals 2 weeks early. Now, hey, all of a sudden we're starting to hear KPIs. We're starting to hear like you got your results earlier than expected, which means you could even go further with this example and started tying it up to like, that means we increased this much productivity. That led to X amount of revenue or X amount of profit margin increase, right? So I'm hoping you get the picture in this, that it is very important for you not to just talk about what you've done or even what your team has done. Because here's another mistake I'm going to just slide in here, is so many of us women, when we're leading a team, we are really great at shining the light on our team and the work they've done, but we completely forget about taking any of that credit for ourselves. So that is leading me into number 2. Now, before I share number 2, I do want to give you the opportunity. I've got a simple, quick start guide that is going to share these 3, but also a couple of more in there, that is going to take you through a checklist, as I like to call it, which is based on my Boardroom Whisper technique. Now, this is going to show you how you can start in everyday situations, like in your meetings, or if you happen to get into the elevator with your CEO or another senior leader, how you can start talking about what you're doing, what you're achieving, and positioning it in such a way that it is leading to more recognition. So if that is something you're interested in, please drop me in the comments the word checklist and I will pop it into your messages. So, number 2, getting back to that piece on how what we talk about our teams and we talk about all of their great results, you don't want to just forget about your own role in that. You want to start to show, hey, what did you do? What did you facilitate? Was it the strategy? So, for example, one of my clients, Jill, she was sharing of like, my team was really busy, but I was seeing another colleague of mine whose team was not performing quite as well as mine, but she was being recognized and promoted and giving all these opportunities while my team was like performing phenomenally, but I didn't get any of those opportunities. And as we were dissecting it, we came to the realization, and I pointed out to her, I was like, but all you did was you constantly talked about the things your team was accomplishing, which is great. What you're missing is what was your value as part of that team. Was it the fact that you had planned out the strategy? Was it the fact that you were already able to avoid certain obstacles because of your experience, and that led to better results for the client? That led to more revenue. That led to a renewal of a client. What do you call it? A client project. So because she hadn't done any of that, she'd only talked about her team. And on the other side, she'd also talked only about like, oh, this is my whole, like, I've got all these things to do and I'm just busy in all these different things. No one saw her as a strategic partner. They saw her as an overwhelmed manager who was executing her job, but wasn't able to deliver more value, which isn't true at all. So when you are going to start talking about your role, yes, of course, you can attribute your team. So, hey, my team did X, Y, and Z, and I led them, for example, to implement a new system, which ensured that we stayed on track with our accelerated timelines, as an example, right? It could be other things. I set out the strategy and the plan for the past quarter, which my team executed flawlessly and led to XYZ KPI being realized, right? So yes, you can still attribute to your team, but you also get to own your own role in that. So when it comes to, that's number 2. So we've got to link our wins to business goals. Number 2, you want to name and be very specific about pointing out your role in your success. And because I can almost hear the objections rolling through your head of like, oh, but Kim, this just feels uncomfortable and I'm still bragging. Well, let's be honest. If you've got the business results to prove it, it's not really bragging. You're simply making sure that people get to see the information and they get to see the results rather than you're waiting for someone to go pick up and say like, hey, you're doing a great job, because you're going to be waiting for a very long time. Now, number 3, this is a bit of a, especially if you've created a new process, this can be a really great to position yourself as a leader. So, and this is where you're not just executing, but you're already creating a repeatable success. So think about especially if you're doing a lot of escalation management, a lot of crisis management, what if you take the moment and step back and say, hey, how do I fix this process? But not only do you fix the process and then share, of course, like an example of the first one of the results that I brought, but then you start to repeat it more often. So for example, after this project, I built a playbook that the whole division now uses to replicate the same results or to overcome the same problem, right? Because that is really going to help position you as not only are you able to do some really great execution, but you're also able to identify and be more strategic about here are other areas that this can apply to, and I'm going to share that knowledge as well. But again, Please don't do this in the dark. Please don't do this behind the scenes thinking, you know what? I'm sure someone's going to give me credit for it. That is not how it happens. You need to choose, you get to choose, I should say, whether or not you're going to still keep working really hard, spending those evenings, catching up on your emails, making that next presentation and tweaking everything perfectly, or you're going to start to really raise your profile and raise your visibility so that you get to be so that you will be invited into those key meetings, so that you will be invited to take a seat at the table and share your ideas. And again, it is not bragging if it's a business result. This is not bragging that I'm sharing. These three methods have nothing to do with bragging. It is all about positioning yourself and incorporating more strategic visibility for yourself. So, if this is something that you're looking to do, you want to be seen more as a strategic partner, not just the person who gets things done. You really want to make sure that the achievements you're doing, the results that you're getting, even the ideas that you have, that they are being positioned in such a way that your leadership, that other colleagues are not able to miss, right? So I'm really curious. I'd love to know which of these three you're going to start trying first. So, again, just to review quickly, one is to link your wins to business goals, right? Not just what you said, just don't say what you did. It's not about your tasks, but it's about how what you have done moved the company forward, how it led to business results. Number two, you want to name your own role in that success. So make sure you position yourself and what you completed at the right level. And number three, teach others the process, especially if you solved a key problem. So if this is interesting for you, and if you want more, then I want you to comment checklist, because again, I've got a Boardroom Whisper checklist, and this is just is a really good starter guide, which is going to take you through and designed to help you take the first steps to show up as a strategic partner and become that strategic leader I know you already are, so that you're the one that's shaping the decisions, not just cleaning up after them or getting them like they trickle down the chimney in a sense. You're like, oh crap, if I had just been there, they would have made a different decision. Let's get you into the room. Let's get you so that you're recognized, that those promotions, salary raises, that next opportunity starts flowing into your inbox. All right. Thanks so much for catching up with me today. And again, if you have found value in this, or you know someone that this could really help, please feel free to share the video with them. And again, comment checklist in the comments, or you can even message me checklist, and I'll send you that quick starter guide, that Boardroom Whisper checklist to you. It's just a document or PDF, and I'll just pop it straight into your inbox. And you can start implementing these quick, very effective shifts today. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.